I didn't plan to marry outside my race. I always thought I would, marry somebody that looked like my dad or my stepdad, a Black man. And so here comes this white man, and it's like, I mean, this is who God has sent for me. And that's what I knew. That's what we knew about each other. And it totally changes your plan, because now I have to think about, how am I going to raise a biracial child who is half Black, half white, and make sure that they feel loved, they feel supported, that they feel heard and seen in their biracial skin. And then if I'm being honest, I have fears about, I grew up in a predominantly white area, but there were some mixed race children, and some of them really did not identify with their Black side at all. And that is a fear of mine, is how do you raise children to be proud of their heritage and proud of where they come from and proud of who they are? And as a Black woman, I'm a loud, very proud, very obnoxious Black woman. And I want my children to harbor that same pride. But I also have to give credence to their white side, because they have white as well. But it's like, how do you rationalize that? And how do you be fair to your mixed race child? And then how do you explain the plight of Black people in this America and what we're going through right now? I'm gonna have to talk about this with my kids. And how will I do that? And what will I say? These are things that literally are keeping me up at night right now.
I think with you two as parents, they're going to be fine, because as your husband said, if it's important to you, it's important to him, and vice versa. I grew up like that. My mother's an immigrant from Italy. My dad's Black. I didn't even think there was a difference between Black and white growing up, because it was never an issue until I got to school and kids started calling my mother an N-word lover, the racism against me. Like, it was a lot of that. And then I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, and when you're biracial, and I'm very pro-Black,
yes,
I feel like you're on a tightrope where if I show too much love to my mother, they're gonna say I'm a sellout, I'm a coon, and I'm a tragic mulatto. If I don't acknowledge her, then the white side says you're just turning your back on your white side. And then it's like a lot of mixed kids end up being either extremely pro-Black and militant to overcompensate. Like, I'm Black, I'm Black. I feel like I'm constantly trying to prove my Blackness, and it's freaking frustrating, right? And I wonder sometimes, what does my mom think? Does it hurt her feelings? Because she's the one that actually raised me, but I was very close to the Black side because they're in America. It is difficult, and it's good to have these conversations now, because I feel like I'm constantly trying to prove myself. And I hate it, because I have so much love for Black folks, for my Black people. Yeah. And if I make one joke, because I'm like thinking, I'm one of y'all,
right.
They'll call out the white side, like, you're being a colorist, you're a racist. And then I'm like marching for causes. Right. What are you doing here? You're not Black. I put a fist up on my page, like in a comment. I'm sorry, on another page, giving another sister props. And I was met with, you ain't Black, put that fist down. And it's just like, I'm just giving y'all this because not to keep you up at night more, but it's just something to think about. It was fine in the house. It was when I got outside. So as long as I think when you arm your children with the tool before I go out there and face this raggedy world and how mean people can be, because they're gonna be mean. Hopefully by the time your kids, come of age, it's not gonna be as bad. It's better now. I mean, we have
it's not the people in power now. It's not us. It's the generation behind us who are going to make all the changes. Yeah. It's not us.
And they're awake and they're progressive and they're willing to think and make those changes. And then one other thing I did want to say too, I was like having this conversation with myself earlier about where we are now and how I too feel like where we are in our country, there's this new awakening of cultural competency that's sort of coming to the front of the class, and people are willing to have these conversations and have these aha moments as white people and say, okay, you're right. Maybe, I do need to diversify my office, or okay, maybe I do need to stop saying this, racially undertoned thing or whatever it is. And I see I read a lot of comments and I see a lot of Black people sort of retorting with, well, oh, now you want to be awake, and now you want to be this, and now you want to be about the cause. And I feel the same way. And I'm like, I'm kind of side-eyeing, you know, Nike that now wants to make Juneteenth a holiday to let all of their employees off. You know, I'm side-eyeing a lot of these white brands that are now coming. Lady Antebellum is now Lady A because they understand that the antebellum has racist undertones. All of these things, and it's like, but sis, brah, like the history, the books, the films, the references to the plight of Black Americans in this country is long and storied. Like, that's not new. So why now all of a sudden are you so gung-ho to be on the bandwagon? But sorry, but I'm in that same vein. I want to pose the question to Black people: if we want this cultural awakening to work, how much grace are we going to have to give our new white allies so that we can actually move forward? There is going to have to be some level of understanding and patience from us. And I'm telling myself that in order for this to work, or we're just going to be perpetually stuck in this shitty orbit. I'm sorry, can I cuss on here? This crappy orbit.